Welcome everyone to a brand new what if story. What if Goku was betrayed and trapped in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber? This story already sounds crazy, I know. I see it covered a lot in the Spanish side of YouTube, so I thought I'd give it my own spin. This one may be a little too far from what I usually do, but I thought why not? I want it to be a little crazier than usual. If you guys like this video and want to see a part 2, then be sure to click the like button. Our like goal for this video is 3,000 likes. Anyways, let's begin with the story. Not long after Goku defeated King Piccolo, he found himself at Kami's lookout, being sent up there by Master Korin. There, he met Mr. Popo, who trained him and got attached to him in preparation to Kami's own training. However, unlike the original story, this Kami is more paranoid. As he sees Goku's immense power and he continues to get stronger and stronger, he sees that there's some darkness within Goku. Kami doesn't like the idea of someone out there being even stronger than Piccolo. He sees a lot of himself in Goku, including the fact that he could have an evil half. After seeing Goku's exponential growth and seemingly limitless abilities, he believes it may be wise to seal him away. He doesn't know what this alien is capable of. According to Kami, Goku may be another Piccolo waiting to happen. Kami consults Popo and explains how this is the safer option for Earth. Popo finds this to be cruel, so Kami alters the original plan and orders Popo to get a lot of capsules full of food, so at the very least, Goku can eat while he's sealed away. He can live a reasonable life, but he will have to live it in solitude. Under the guise of more training, Kami locks away Goku in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber, hoping that time will either kill him or trap him there forever. Goku waits patiently, but even in these early stages, he starts to become really afraid, scared, paranoid. He had never seen so much endlessness. He could train at his heart's content, push himself to the limit, but it was difficult. The gravity was different, and there was no one to interact with. And as days went by, Goku began to wonder what exactly the purpose of this room was. Not long after, Piccolo Jr. begins to attack Earth. With the Z-Fighters being unable to do anything against him, Piccolo had no idea where Goku had disappeared to. He had been keeping tabs on him ever since his father's defeat, and now that he was gone, it was time for him to attack. Back in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber, Goku trains for 2 years, and eventually, he gets tired of it. He tries the door, and it is then that he realizes that he's been trapped. Frustrated, he punches the door, falling back through the other side. He is trapped in there. But Goku has hope, and he believes that this is a test by Kami. So rather than panic, he sits calmly and waits. Another year passes, and Goku finally comes to terms with the fact that Kami turned his back on him. There is no escape, and all he has is training. Feelings of betrayal and anger consumed him. He cannot understand how Kami could do this to him. All he's ever done was good. These negative feelings manifest themselves in a violent burst of aura and energy, Goku transforming into a Super Saiyan. This unbelievable power only cemented Goku's goal in life, training to find a way to escape. As his training continues, Goku begins to talk to an imaginary friend, as a form of comforting himself in this empty, isolating world, calling his imaginary friend Gohan. Goku continues to grow and gets older and older, losing parts of his humanity and sanity as the years go by. And as he never got to interact with others, in a way, Goku is still a young kid in his mind. A little over a month passes in the outside world, and Popo decides to go against Kami's initial wishes and seeks out Goku's help. He bangs on the door relentlessly, but Kami had locked it, and he didn't know how to unlock it. Kami had been taken by Piccolo, and Popo didn't know what else to do. But from the inside, Goku begins to hear the banging, rushing over to the door. Being able to hear the other side must mean that escape is still possible. He slowly powers up into a Super Saiyan form, firing a Kamehameha directly at the door. He begins to scream in frustration as it seemingly does nothing. The bangs increase in intensity, which pushes him further to a level he's never known before. When Popo finally mentioned Kami, that's when he exploded. He screamed out of anger with a giant explosion happening. A portal to the outside world opened up, and for the first time in 30 years, Goku sees the sunlight. The door and the majority of the room shatter behind him as he steps outside. Popo is thrown back by the initial explosion, and after recovering, he lays his eyes on Goku. His long golden hair and eyes filled with nothing but anger, being a stark contrast to the Goku he once knew. His eyes fill with tears as he sees how mentally and emotionally damaged he is now. Pushing that aside and focusing on the issue at hand, he starts pleading with Goku to help them. He explains that Piccolo has taken over Earth and taken Kami hostage. Goku is this world's last hope. Goku smirks, shooting a thumbs up to Popo, but Popo realizes that there's something wrong. What have they done? We switch perspectives to Piccolo, who clenches his throne armrest incredibly hard. That power was unreal. How could he ever hope to win? Was that really Goku? He needed to do something. He was shaking the second he felt that energy. Piccolo tells his forces, Cyborg Tao and Shen, who had both joined him, telling them to prepare for an attack. Piccolo heads to the back, where he crosses in front of the cells containing Krillin, Tenshinhan, Yamcha, and Chaozu. He finally reaches a cell with a little bottle on it, thinking to himself that perhaps it was time to use him. Piccolo takes the bottle and swallows it. Goku arrives at the Tenkaichi Budokai, where he had felt Piccolo's ki. There, Piccolo had taken it as a base of operations. He arrives at the front steps of the destroyed arena, where Tao and Shen stand tall. They ask who the hell he is. He clearly looks like the Goku they knew, but he's far too old. They then question if he's his dad or something. They begin to mock Goku, who silently walks towards them, his aura sparking up and blasting them away with minimal effort. Inside, Piccolo realizes just how easy his minions were defeated. He starts to sweat. Goku arrives through the front doors, and Piccolo exclaims, "Welcome, Son Goku. It's finally time to avenge my father." Goku smirks in response, and he says, "I'm not here for you, I'm here for Kami." Goku begins to toy with Piccolo as they fight, allowing him to believe that he has the advantage. Piccolo isn't naive, however, knowing that the Saiyan is holding back against him. Insulted, he tells Goku to go all out. As he says this, just for a split second, Goku transforms into a Super Saiyan in order to dodge one of Piccolo's moves. When Piccolo turns back around, Goku has already made it inside the building. Piccolo shakes in anger, realizing that for a split second, Goku's power multiplied itself by 50 times. He thinks that Goku may actually be a threat to his reign. He decides to free all the Z Fighters as a means to try and make Goku vulnerable. They stumble out, weakened and wary. They notice Goku and begin to feel hopeful, running towards him and amongously being happy about seeing him again. Krillin runs towards his best friend, attempting to embrace him, but Tien notices how different Goku's dark energy had become. He's no longer the Goku we once knew and loved. Krillin realizes this as soon as he touches Goku, a shock of electricity sparking and shocking his hand. Krillin moves away, realizing just how much different this Goku was. His heart sinks. They realize that their only hope is now lost. Krillin speaks in a sorrowful tone.
"Goku, what's wrong? We need your help."
His eyes begin to fill with tears as he stares at his former best friend. Goku turns to face the shorter man, a twisted smile on his face, with electricity crackling around his body. He says, "It's good to see you again, Krillin, but I'm not here to save you." Goku finally reached the place where he last felt Kami's ki, but clearly he wasn't there. It was an empty cell. Goku then turned to face the others. Piccolo stood in the middle, yelling at everyone that this guy is much more dangerous than he could ever be. If they want to survive, they all have to team up. Krillin insists that he won't fight Goku, that he's his best friend. Yamcha gulps, getting on the defensive. He tells Goku that Bulma never lost hope for him, that she knew he would return. Was he going to break her heart? Tien curses, but Goku simply ignores them, asking Piccolo where Kami is, telling him that he's going to pay. Krillin wonders just exactly what happened to Goku to cause this change. Whoever did this to him was an awful person. But Tien realizes that they don't have any time for this, with Goku making it clear that he has no problem attacking anyone who stands in his way. Tien rushes in, no more words. Piccolo and Chaozu follow behind. The clash instantly destroys the tournament building. Goku can easily keep up with all of them, turning into a Super Saiyan. They wonder how he could have gotten so powerful. One by one, the Z Fighters fall. They know that Goku had lost his mind. He keeps looking down and referring to someone who isn't there at all. To Gohan, Krillin tries to tell Goku that his grandfather isn't there, that he wouldn't have wanted this, that he is in Otherworld. But Goku explains that he isn't talking to his grandfather. Piccolo realizes that he has to take one final chance, use his ace card to win. While Goku defeats the Z Fighters, Piccolo rushes out into a cave where he frees Kami. Kami attempts to battle Piccolo, but he feels the incredible power of Goku approach. Piccolo says that whatever Kami did to this kid may mean everyone's death. Kami laments against this. He could never forgive himself. He didn't think that Goku could ever escape the chamber, let alone survive this whole time. Piccolo explains that the only way they could stand a chance is if they unite their forces, bringing back the Namekian of old. Goku defeats Krillin, knocking him out. He didn't kill any of the Z fighters, but if there's one thing that Kami taught him, is that he couldn't trust anyone, not even his oldest friends. Goku finally reaches the cave where Piccolo and Kami hid. He's about to blast it away when he sees a bright light being emanated from it. Kami and Piccolo's fusion walks out of the cave with a stern look, throwing his cape to the side. Goku smiles. Clearly, he would finally have a slight challenge. They begin to fight, with Piccolo versus Goku being fair enough. He enjoys himself, even if he does have to hold back just a tiny bit. Piccolo thinks that he may actually win the fight, and he starts to pin Goku down, throwing several blasts at him. But when Goku begins to dodge all of them, Piccolo tries something drastic, rushing in with a Hell Flash. Piccolo thinks that he may have actually won, but as the smoke dissipates, Goku is seen intact. Not only had he tanked the blast, but he had also changed. His hair was now spikier, and electricity flowed around him. He was a Super Saiyan 2. Just how far had his powers grown in the chamber? Piccolo's eyes widen. He didn't know that Goku had power beyond his original transformation. The Saiyan smirks, telling Kami that he had waited for this for a long time, that he had been betrayed, and that he couldn't forgive him for that. He wasn't a bad guy. He wasn't going to take over Earth or anything like that, but he would use it as his training grounds. That's all he cared about. Training. Piccolo, speaking for Kami, says that he does regret doing that, and without another word, Goku defeats him in one punch. In West City, where Bulma had been gathering forces in order to find a way to defeat Piccolo, the Dragon Balls that sat on her desk turned to stone. Goku looks over the world, a world that had been decimated by Piccolo. He didn't care to rule it. He didn't care about it at all. Yamcha, Krillin, Tien, and Chaozu hide out with Bulma. Once they wake up, Bulma is saddened by the news, and Chi-Chi, who was one of the people that Bulma needed the help from, begins to tear up. The two embrace, with Chi-Chi promising to train hard along with the Z fighters. One day, Goku did show up to Capsule Corp, making sure that he entered when nobody was there, finding the rocks that were once Dragon Balls. He just had a feeling he knew which one was the 4th star, and he took it. That simple rock meant more to him than the whole planet. 3 years pass with Goku training all over the world. He doesn't rule it, he doesn't attack, but he doesn't care for anyone who lives on Earth. Most people live in hiding, afraid that Goku may keep training, because every time he does, he causes more and more destruction with his incredible power. One day after training, Goku sits quietly over Mount Paozu. He senses someone close by. Slowly he turns his head, and he sees an imposing figure arrive. His eyes focus on the tail. The man introduces himself as Raditz, his older brother. He only says one thing.
You've done a great job preparing this planet for us, Kakarot.
Thanks everyone for watching this What If Goku Was Strapped in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber. This is a story that's actually covered a lot from what I can tell in the Spanish side of Dragon Ball What If YouTubers, but they always take it a little further than I would. They go a little too crazy, and this one's crazy enough as it is, right? Any story that turns Goku into a bad guy and has him fight his friends is maybe a little too far for most people. I think this gives it a little bit more of justification because Goku doesn't hate his friends. He's just gone mad. He hates Kami, but he doesn't hate anyone on Earth. He just doesn't care anymore. He just wants to train, and he's using all of Earth as his training grounds. Also, you guys may be wondering, how is anybody ever going to be a challenge for Goku? The only way Piccolo became a challenge at all was when he fused with Kami, and even then Goku still had Super Saiyan 2 under his sleeve. Well, remember, Goku is extremely unrefined. He only ever had himself to train with, so all the experience he would have gained during those 30 years by training with people, he doesn't have. His mind is still that of a young kid, but I gotta admit, having an extremely powerful Goku may be a little bit of fun. Anyways, shout out to the Super Saiyan Legend, Super Saiyan Gods, and Ultra Instinct members of the channel, especially the Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego members, Wayne Antoine, Super Kami Mewtwo, and Neil Whitcomb. And thank you to the rest of you guys, Wayne Antoine, Eric Dragon, Super Kami Mewtwo, Neil Whitcomb, Sacred Saiyan, Field J. Akir, Pizza Hut Kitman, Orlando Castellano, Hannah Rowan, Sir Justice, The Real Samuel Randall, and Zachary Croy. This channel just wouldn't be around without you guys. You guys really are the reason I keep going. I've mentioned it before, but now we have a store and I have a brand new t-shirt up there for you guys. It's my favorite one so far, as it is inspired by manga panels. In this one, SmugStick's scarf flies in the wind as he gets ready for battle. So, if you like it, be sure to click in the description below and grab yourself one. If you guys liked that video and want to see more, then be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. The like goal for this video is 3,000 likes. If we get there, I will make a part 2. Anyways, until we meet again. See ya!